up, G Show Land, and welcome to another episode of the G Show Podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. It's April 23rd, Thursday, April 23rd. We've had 2 straight weeks, 2 straight Thursdays of the podcast being done early and posted up on the same day. It's shocking. I'm getting it done, I know. But we're doing it because Legendary is having these Monarch watch parties. They started 2 weeks ago with Godzilla 2014. Last week they had Kong Skull Island. And today they're rounding it out and finishing it up with Godzilla King of the Monsters. So I want to get this podcast done now, speculate what's going to happen, put it out there before the watch party, and then see whatever predictions we made, if they come true or not. I doubt they will, but so what? That's the fun of it all. But joining me, as always, is my right hand when it comes to Godzilla on the G Show, G73, a.k.a. Negsy, a.k.a. my brother Sleepyhead Chase. What's going on?
Oh, man, you nailed it. I'm sleepy, but blame it on Dead by Daylight.
This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you're quarantined and you got a video game where you're just a murderous rampage killing people. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, I'm an Oni. I'm an Oni main, yo. So running that nurses calling and all of that. You probably don't know anything of what that means.
No, I don't.
But Dead by Daylight, I've been starting playing as a killer. I was up till 5 doing that. And it's been fun, but I'm tired.
He's tired. Well, let's see if we can perk him up with some of the conversations we're going to have today. Starting with, of course, news. News. No news yet on a Godzilla vs. Kong trailer or release date, whether or not they're changing it. But there are a couple of things that have happened within Warner Brothers over the past week in terms of movies being moved around, movies being said that they are definitely coming out in theaters, and some which aren't. And the one that Chase pointed out to me earlier this week was Warner Brothers' SCOOB is not coming out in theaters. It will drop on VOD on its initial release date, which I think, was May 15th? If I'm not mistaken? So SCOOB, SCOOB, as you know, is the Scooby-Doo movie, a new Scooby-Doo movie. They're doing it animated. And I guess with the success of Universal's Trolls and SCOOB being a kid flick, they figure, hey, why not? Let's do it. I don't think there's anything else in terms of animation in the way, because I think Disney pushed theirs back to October, November. So Warner Brothers is saying, hey, why not? Let's go. Let's drop SCOOB straight to VOD on the day it's supposed to come out theatrically, and let it be open to everybody for $20. So that being said,
well, what's the weird about it is you can rent. Everyone's throwing a rip because you can rent it for $20 or you can buy it for $25.
Wait a minute. So wait. So so you're telling me Warner Brothers is actually selling the movie the day of drop? Wow. Yes. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Digitally, though.
Yeah, digitally.
Not physically, of course, but...
Dude, that's interesting, considering, they're going to be the first to do that. That's not a bad idea, honestly. Yeah, let's say, for instance, we go back 10 years, maybe 12 years, right? My daughter was a hardcore Scooby-Doo head, like everything Scooby, Scoob. And I can't front. I grew up on Scooby-Doo. I love Scooby-Doo. You know what I mean?
Everyone loves Scooby-Doo.
Everyone loves Scooby-Doo.
Sometimes I get annoyed and then I have to smack him around a little bit.
But
I do not abuse animals, friends. I'm just joking.
Like I said, let's take a step back. If this was 12 years ago, at the height of my daughter's Scooby-Doo passion, I'd buy this. I'd totally buy this. You know what I mean? I would pay the $25 just to have. Watch SCOOB. There you go. Let's sit down and watch SCOOB. Because she would sit there, watch Boomerang whenever they were Scooby-Doo marathons. We bought the seasons of What's New Scooby-Doo. She had a good time. So I would totally buy it. That's dope. Anybody, who's a Scooby-Doo lover, they might buy that. That's dope. But again, the rental's there too. We could just shut the kids up for about an hour and a half, throw it on. Boom. Perfect. That's kind of crazy. I did not know they were also selling it. That's interesting. That is it. That makes a lot of sense now.
And if you remember, and this is what's kind of mind blowing to me, is like, on one hand, I didn't really think the SCOOB movie was on everyone's radar, but however, when Warner Brothers was going around doing their licensing expos over the past couple months, and that trailer leaked with Godzilla and Kong in it, SCOOB was one of the ones they advertised as one of their major pictures. Oh. So I'm honestly, I don't know why they chose this one. Maybe it wasn't because it was that hype. Maybe they just thought, you know what, it's a kid's movie, we'll just throw it away. But I'm very confused. Well, not confused. I'm curious to see how this plays out, because on one hand, I would be a little devastated if they did this and they lost money, because that sucks.
Yeah.
Just because I want to support my company right now with my stuff that I like. But on one hand, if this kind of changes the game, I would be all for that too. The one thing though is that right now, nothing official has come out for Trolls, Trolls box office. So there's the articles I was reading that said that made $90 million in its opening week. Now they're saying they're not sure. However, there have been drive-in theaters. Drive-in theaters are becoming a big thing right now, which is kind of cool. Again, we're going back in time, literally. Coronavirus, we got the bubonic plague, and then now we're going to the drive-ins. So we're in weird funk where we're not sure if we're in, Anyways.
Not for nothing, the drive-in is actually a smart idea. There's still a lot of drive-ins around. So that's...
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And they're making a little nice comeback, and I kind of dig that. I used to love going to the drive-ins. I don't anymore because the drive-ins over by me, the screens are horrible. They don't update them. You can barely see anything on the screen. And that sucks. So I don't like to go to those. But I used to as a kid because it was a little better. But if they got some revenue and updated their theaters and everything like that, I'd totally be all for it. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Trolls, but just know, that's, and now, what they're saying now is it probably made within more than 10 days. Right now, it's probably sitting on 80 million. But that's more than 10 days, more than it's without it. Because Box Office Mojo has it only as 19 million or something like that, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
But nothing like that's official. But anyways, SCOOB, I think, would probably make a lot more money than Trolls. I don't think anyone really wanted to see another Trolls movie.
Except for those little kids, right?
I was a little bit offended by the Trolls thing because I don't appreciate them trying to make rock and roll music the bad guy. I'm sorry, but all those other genres are trash. But anyways, we're not here to talk about that either. But anyways, SCOOB, though. SCOOB is an interesting film to send straight to VOD, but it does give ammunition to the idea that what if Warner Brothers decides to do that with Godzilla vs. Kong? Now, however, Godzilla vs. Kong is supposed to be around 100-something million to 200 million range, like King of the Monsters was. So it's a high-tier film, just like their Wonder Woman idea. So I honestly think they're wanting to hold on to that to when they can get people in seats and not go straight to screens. But the thing is if the coronavirus keeps going on, the corona beam virus, mind you, if it keeps going on, what are they going to do? Exactly. They can't just keep, for one, they can't keep pushing release dates. They can't keep holding on to a film until it's safe. Something's going to have to happen. And it's just going to suck for everybody, you know. And it's not just Warner Brothers; it's a lot of movie theater chains.
Yeah, well,
maybe not theater chains, but companies.
Yeah, so I seen I was reading some articles this week. One I thought was interesting, and then another one I thought was really interesting. So the first one was the first one. No, you know what? Let's start with the second one. The second one was basically Warner Brothers saying that they do expect Wonder Woman 84 and Christopher Nolan's movie Tenet to come out in theaters. They want those movies to come out in theaters. But in this article, I believe this was a Forbes article, there was no mention at all of Godzilla vs. Kong. They were like, and like Chase just said, like, that's a top tier movie considering the budget you put in. Now, if Warner Brothers was over here before the Corona Beam shut everything down, if Warner Brothers was over here telling SCOOB to be like a part of their major motion picture releases, and now they're dropping it straight to VOD day one, plus with the option to buy, what does that say about, you know, their plan going forward? They had to change somewhere because of this situation we're in. So they changed the idea of SCOOB being the theatrical release, putting it out VOD day of, plus, you know, with the option to buy. Then they're talking about Wonder Woman and Tenet, two movies that are definitely going to be, you know, blockbusters. Christopher Nolan has clout. That's why I say Tenet would be a blockbuster.
Yeah, a lot of people are stoked about Tenet.
Right.
I'm not sure why, but it's probably just because he has star power to his name.
He has star power.
Batman.
Yeah, I can't lie. It looked pretty good, but it's not in the genres that we like, you know.
Yeah.
But
it's like a Matrix movie. That's what it looked like to me.
But like Godzilla vs. Kong is not in the conversation, so that kind of like, wait a minute. It gave me pause. If they're dropping SCOOB early, I'm sitting here saying, if this thing doesn't clear up, because in the article they were talking about them wanting to bring back the movie theaters, and they're wanting to put Wonder Woman and this other movie and Tenet in. But then they're also talking about how movie theaters, the chains themselves, each individually, are going to handle people coming back to the theaters. How is it going to be? Because let's be for real here. You take a movie like Wonder Woman, for instance. You're going to have sold out theaters, right? Theaters are going to be jam packed. Well, now we can't do that. We live in a time where you have to be socially distant. But if you come back, you know, you combine all these people into this one tiny cramped movie theater. Now you have to spread out. You can't. It's impossible to get the type of money, right, you would normally get with social distancing, because now you probably figure like one person sits here and then there's 4 to 5 seats empty. The next person, then 4 to 5 seats empty. The next person. How do you fill the theater?
You have like only like. Not even a third of your theater filled up.
And now let me ask you, because you worked at a movie theater before. So here's the thing. Even if they say, okay, Wonder Woman's coming out. We have, let's say, a typical movie theater now has what? About 10 theaters in it, right? Just a typical on average, right?
Yeah.
About 10 theaters. Let's say all 10 theaters are going to play Wonder Woman. Now, I'm going to ask you, with the social distancing thing, if you had to spread apart, let's say 5, 6 seats, would 10 theaters cover enough so everybody could see it? Would it be like if you were showing a sold-out movie in 3 theaters, 3 sold-out theaters, before all this nonsense happened? Would 10 equate to 3 sold-out theaters, or would it equate to 2, or would it equate to 1, depending on the size of the theater? If it's just like a regular theater, you know what I mean? Like, I hate math and shit, and I just made a math problem, and I'm sorry.
Well, but that's funny because we're pretty good at visualing. You also have to take into account, when I worked at one of my theaters, we had rooms for big budget movies, like big blockbuster movies. We had domes, dome rooms.
Oh, wow.
So the theaters where I was at, some rooms would be bigger than others. So ideally, if it was us, we not to discredit my manager, I'm not going to say his name. he probably would have had us put everybody in the dome rooms, and that theater alone fit maybe about more than 60 people. No, I'm not going to say 60. A little bit less than 60. Gosh, I think 60 is too high, but I'm pretty sure it's more. I'm just trying to remember because I know I saw the occupancy sign on that theater.
Well, let's say it's 60.
But anyways, let's just say if it's an average movie theater. Average movie theater, if you did it that way, where you filled people up 5 seats apart from each other, 2 rooms wouldn't even equate probably to 1 room sold out.
So in essence, you'd probably be losing money that way, correct?
Oh, absolutely, it would be. It would be like a $5 Tuesday, and only like 5 people are coming to see the movie.
So then, let me ask you this: then does it seem sane to want to wait and release these movies in theaters if something like this is possibly what we're going to have to deal with going forward? Because then they're not making any money. And I'm sorry, but are you going to charge me $25 to go to the movies to see a movie? I'm not going to pay $25 for a ticket to go to the theaters. For that, I'll just wait for the VOD. Do what you're doing with SCOOB. Drop it. Let me own it for $25.
Right.
You know, because that's the only way I see theater chains and movie studios making their money back if we have to spread and space out. And it's nuts.
You know, the thing is so many big blockbusters that were supposed to be coming out that haven't even been, like, done filming yet, have already postponed all of their release dates. Like, the Batman... Yeah. Well, the Batman only made a couple months of a jump, but what's another movie this week that moved?
Well, and that's Venom, because I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, Venom.
That was the first article I read. So Venom moved to, it was supposed to come out this October. It moved now to next year. And now there is a slot open. So now this is the first.
At the moment, there are no blockbusters in October.
Right. So now this is where I was going. If Warner Brothers and Legendary don't listen to any of these podcasts and take my advice from the past 2, and I'm going to reiterate it in this podcast in a little while, and take my advice to drop GvK in May on VOD, okay? Then November, as much as I loved it in November, it's packed and crowded. If theaters start to open up again, it doesn't seem like anybody's making a move backwards. I dropped Godzilla vs. Kong in October if theaters are opening up again. But again, it also comes into effect what we just finished talking about, how a theater chain's going to manage occupancy and people coming into the theaters, and what are they going to be there? What's going to be their social distancing guidelines? It's going to be crazy hectic. Right. And there are some movies coming out this year that people want to be in there and seeing. You know, for us, GvK is like number 1.
And you gotta realize too is even if they say like, yeah, the movies are open, the theaters are open, you can go, you're still gonna have those people that aren't going to go because of the spectacle of it. And you know, they're talking about this possibility of a second wave of this.
Right. That's another thing. Yeah.
Man, you know, honestly, all the talk, mentioning that article, they haven't mentioned really anything. It just kind of gives me more more speculation that I think GvK is going to be put on hold until 2021. And
I can't stand that idea. I kind of agree. I personally can't stand it because even if we're in 2021, that year is already stacked with all the movies from this year. You know what I mean? So it makes, to me, it makes 0 sense. Just put it out on VOD.
But that's what sucks about all this, because it's not just Warner Brothers, it's everybody. And the thing is those, even though 2021 is jam-packed, I don't imagine all those movies coming out in 2021. I honestly think that there's going to be movies pushed to 2022.
Well, I'm going to say the ones that are going to get pushed are the ones that had to halt production. For instance, Jurassic World Dominion. That I don't.
Right.
I think that's going to come
Universal
up.
came out and said that we are absolutely prepared for that.
Okay, so yeah, and that's what I'm thinking is like movies like that. Now they still got Batman slated to come out next year. I mean, but you know, depending on how this is all going to turn out,
Batman's not even done filming yet.
Exactly, and I mean, hell, Jurassic World Dominion just started filming like
it
2
just
weeks
started, and then a week later they had to stop,
and then it had to shut down. So it was like, it's nuts. And Jurassic Park. Speaking of Jurassic Park, people, we're going to be talking about Jurassic Park a little bit in this podcast. Just giving you a heads up, because woo. But yeah, so it's like it sucks. So I see like. I think right now, you're going to press pause. You have to press pause on 2020's movie year, right?
Right.
Whatever came out in February, that was it. March, really, we had nothing. And going forward, there's no theaters open. So you can't put nothing out unless you go in VOD route. And again, depending on how Corona Beam is going to, you know, continue to affect life in general, we might not see another movie theater open for some time. Now, granted, and I'm not going to get into the politics of anything. Granted, there are a lot of people over the past week that are protesting for things to reopen. There are certain states that are planning to start reopening probably by the end of this week, early next week, definitely in the beginning of May. And whether or not that's a good idea or bad idea, I don't personally want to get into that. But how
it's at this point it's a shot in the dark.
It is. But like you said, if they do start to open up, you know, small businesses, I know barbershops, I've seen tattoo parlors, I'm like, okay, wow, whatever. I ain't crazy. But like restaurants, but even if they start opening
Coronavirus Inc. is essential. All right.
Oh my God. But like what if you start opening like the movie theaters again, and like you said, who's gonna really want to run out to the theaters, and what movies are going to be available at this time?
No.
Everything got pushed back.
And I wanted to talk to you about this. You know, this could be a good idea. Let's say they do decide to open up theaters, put movies back. You know what they could do? Put King of the Monsters back in the theaters.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Nobody's gonna go see that.
I don't know, man. I think it could be a good idea. I think they could do. I mean, obviously, of course, they probably wouldn't, because the way it works is the movie theaters get a little tiny percentage of the film, and probably like, let's say, you know, they do that and a couple people go, you're going to be losing at least a couple $100,000 at the same time if you do that.
Yeah,
so.
and the movie literally is not even a year old on home video. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, you could get... Dude, you can get that movie for like $7 right now. And that's... nobody's going to go to the theaters to see that again. But...
It's because everybody waited till it was on Blu-ray to buy it, and that's what happened.
Yeah. That's why...
Its Blu-ray sale was actually pretty good. Its numbers it made, and I was really impressed.
I'm sure it is.
I just wish it was in theaters. And it's funny because I'm seeing a lot of people saying, man, I wish we saw it in theaters instead of waiting. I'm like, well, yeah, you should have. Well, you should have.
Yeah, well, and that's the problem. Well, look, all those people, especially those who are listening to this podcast right now, that should be up before the watch party today, put your Blu-ray on at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, and watch along with the legendary and special guest, Michael Doherty. There you go. There you go, people. Now you don't have to worry about it. You can watch along with the director himself and see what tidbits come out of this movie today, later. I'm not going to watch it personally. The only thing I'm waiting for is the announcement of a trailer. And the reason why I say this, Chase, is because more bad news fell over the weekend, and that is the cancellation of Comic-Con. Now, I guess a lot of us saw this coming. The writing was on the wall. And Comic-Con...
The man that I knew months ago was right.
Yeah.
I knew it was being canceled back in, like, February.
And it's canceled, and that there's no doubt in anybody's mind that we would have gotten a Godzilla vs. Kong trailer there. That's not happening. There's a watch party today. There is no way you drop the ball, Legendary, and not give us a trailer unless you're pushing the movie back, which again, I think is a terrible idea. It's a mistake. Do not push the movie back. You're not going to make any money if you push it into an already crowded 2021. It's bad enough 2 or 3 big top-tier movies came into November to suck the life out of whatever money you were going to make. But now there's an opening in October. But again, if you push it to October and the theater still ain't open, what do you do then? Well, we got to push it back. How about, and here I go once again, reiterating my statement for the 3rd week in a row. How about, ladies and gentlemen, and legendary Warner Brothers, you just put it out on VOD at the end of May. Why don't you do that? Right after SCOOB. Right after SCOOB. The week after SCOOB. Put it out. Just drop it. Just drop it. Because here's the deal. If you're offering SCOOB to own as an option day of, then the people who are going to want to watch SCOOB over and over and over again will buy the movie instead of renting the movies. So the following week, you will not have to worry about Godzilla taking any money because the money would have already been gotten. And then you drop Godzilla vs. Kong right there in May, give everybody a beautiful kickoff to the summer, us J fans, a beautiful kickoff to the summer, something to be excited and look forward to while staying home because of the crappy-ass situation that's going on in the world. Give us something to hold on to, something to cling to, some hope. Because right now, it's up in the air. Right as it stands, Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out in November. But all the other movies, Wonder Woman, Tenet, those movies got pushed back, but Warner Brothers are standing firm. These movies will come out in theaters. Yeah, or when the theaters open up and you drop those movies, are you going to make that revenue you think you're going to make? Are people going to flock to theaters? And if we're flocking to theaters, are the theaters going to be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, go ahead, spread them out, spread them out, spread them out. All right, next 6. What is it going to be like that? Like, it's absolutely mind-boggling. Just put the movie out on VOD. Drop that trailer today. I will say it again. Broken record, 3rd week in a row. I don't care. You put that trailer out today. At the end of this Godzilla King of the Monsters watch party that Legendary is hosting on all social media platforms, you put it out after the movie. And at the end of the trailer, you put down released on VOD or released to rent or own. I wouldn't even put to own. I just put to rent, to be perfectly honest with you, because you can make more money. Because if the movie is that good, I'm going to rent it like 7 times. That's just me. That's a stupid waste of $20, 7 times, whatever it is, to get my math sense. But I will do it. And that's what I'm saying. You put it and you say released May 2020 on such and such date, the week after SCOOB. And again, you don't have to put a dime into marketing, which is what sunk King of the Monsters. You don't have to put a dime into it. You will get the free marketing, free publicity. People will start going crazy. You will get the internet pundits, the YouTube movie pundits, the people who write for web magazines, Entertainment Weekly, all that shit. Be like, holy shit, Legendary Warner Brothers is dropping Godzilla vs. Kong. One of their, and they will even say it, one of their big top tier movies, one of their big blockbusters is coming to VOD.
And it's funny because, I mean, like, I'm not against VOD. I just think Warner Brothers is relentless and they're going to hold on to it until they can release it in theaters because they want to make some money from it. But could you imagine how big of waves that news would make if there's an announcement of dropping something like Godzilla vs. Kong on VOD? People are going to be like, what? Why? That's a big blockbuster movie. They're dropping it on VOD? What the hell? We got to see it, you know? Yeah. That would be like the holy grail of VOD films at the moment.
At the moment, absolutely. You know? But that's the thing, because if they're thinking like that, they're not thinking of when it does come out into theaters. And again, and I get that. That's cool because not everybody is going to think like that. Like everyday life, like we're really into it, right? We're really into it. We like going to the movies, right? We have our things we go. But not everybody's like that. So if, let's say a casual fan someone who liked the MonsterVerse but ain't going gaga over it, if they hear, oh, it's coming out on VOD, wait, I could just rent this shit at home, but why? They're not thinking about, I'm just saying, even a casual moviegoer in general, not somebody that likes going to the movies. If they're like, why? They're not thinking about what's going to happen when movie theaters reopen. They're not thinking about what guidelines are going to be in place. I'll be honest, up until this morning, I was like still under the impression, not even under the impression, but I was still in my head like, theaters will open up again and we just all go back to the movies like nothing ever happened. But that just can't be the case now. That just can't be the case. Not until there's a vaccine or something.
Yeah, we live in a time where you just even going outside to breathe, you're like,
right. I mean,
this shouldn't be.
so I mean, people like that, they're not thinking. Again, that's why I am 100% okay with VOD with any movie right now, to be perfectly honest with you. But I get it. It's a gamble. It's a gamble. But right now, what are you going to gamble with? Money or people's lives? That's the scary situation, people. That's scary.
Could you imagine, though? They say, like, at the end of this quarantine, look, so imagine at the end of the quarantine, they say, yeah, it's safe to go back out to theaters. Theaters start opening up again. Look, I honestly see it this way, that if we don't see a Godzilla vs. Kong trailer in a week, or within a week,
or within the next several hours,
yeah, the next several hours, I imagine come around June, we'll get word if they're pushing Godzilla vs. Kong or releasing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
In June, they got to make some type of announcement, some type of move.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting canceled. Like they're not gonna just sit on it indefinitely. But they have to make.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying canceled. I'm just saying, like, are they gonna keep it in November, or are they gonna push it back?
Yeah,
because at that point, come June, you got to make some announcement, because if theaters aren't any better, we may have a problem.
Yeah, and here's the thing, or they're still waiting for the week of Comic-Con, even though there's not going to be one. They're just like, hey, check it out. This is what we were going to show at Comic-Con. Here you go. Now that sucks because that's still like 2 months away. I don't want to wait that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here. But again, it is what it is. And again, if movie theaters aren't open the way we know movie theaters, how does that play into marketing? You know, here's a trailer. It's only going to be on YouTube. You're not going to the movies to see
what's going to happen is Toho's making a streaming service right now called Toho Plus. And they're going to put Godzilla vs. Kong there. Dude, I would buy that.
Of course, I would buy that too. I would
absolutely buy that.
Or holy fuck me, bro. Check this shit out. HBO Max for $15 a month. I just read this earlier today. They're going to have the entire library of DC superhero movies, right, at drop. And that goes for the Christopher Reeve Superman movies and Tim Burton Batman movies, the Schumacher Batman, all of their Batman, that's all going to be there. But they were also saying, without dropping anything, that there would be Warner Brothers Media, and then that I took it as films, that will be dropped exclusively to HBO Max if this thing is still going on. So what if, because you just brought that up, what if it goes to HBO Max? HBO Max drops in May.
Right.
So that could be a thing.
So here's a weird thing, though. Legendary has a big contract with Netflix, though, right now.
Yeah, I did see that, but that's for through Legendary. I don't think that's through Warner Brothers Legendary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but how does that affect Godzilla vs. Kong? I just want to know who has more of the jurisdiction of the say.
It's probably Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers is the biggest company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know how. Well, yeah, because Legendary is just a distributor. Warner Brothers holds the license.
It's like yesterday, and I believe the day before. I think it's the last two ones. When I was watching Jurassic World, I definitely noticed it yesterday. When I was watching Fallen Kingdom, the Legendary logo came up after the Universal.
Yeah,
but Universals came first, you know. So I was like, oh shit.
Which is kind of cool. I like that.
No,
my favorite franchises are under the same helm.
Yeah,
I love Legendary, man. I'm a Legendary fanboy. I love that company. You know, I like my phone, Samsung. I love my games. You know, I love my movie companies. I dig Legendary. But yeah, so no, I guess I see that. I just thought the idea would be strange. Who would have more of the jurisdiction? But I guess you would be right. It would be Warner Brothers.
Yeah. So I mean, all in all, that's pretty much all the news we have in regards of what's going on in the world and how it affects Godzilla vs. Kong. From them dropping SCOOB in May. To them saying that they definitely want Wonder Woman and Tenet to come out in theaters, to how are the theaters going to even be once we are able to go back to it? What are the guidelines? Are these movies going to make their money? It's such a weird toss-up. And again, where does Godzilla vs. Kong fit in all this? And I'm telling you, once again, for the final time, because after today, I can't even say
final time?
Well, yeah, because after today, if they don't show it today at the end of this watch party, which again you brought up last week, what's the reason for this watch party? Why this of all things, right? If they don't show nothing at the end of this, and like I said last week, Michael Dougherty comes, oh, hey, by the way, here's my boy Adam Wingard. Adam, come on in here. What do you got for us? Well, I just so happen to have the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. Take a look.
And we all know Legendary have been known to troll.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
And it's crazy, right? If the movie starts at 5, it'll end around 7:15-ish, right?
Yeah, it's a 2-hour, 12-minute movie.
So it's a perfect time, 7:15 in Eastern time. That would be 10-something. Drop a trailer. It's still, it's not that it's late over there in the Eastern time, but people are still up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in quarantine. Dude, it's just it's a perfect storm. You could do it. It'll work. It'll be a nice surprise. But that's it. Because after today, if they don't do it, I can't be ranting and raving about it next week. Because there's no more watch parties, right? So This is it. But anyhow.
But then watch. Like, they won't even show anything tonight. But then next week they'll drop something.
That would be, I would be so mad. I'd be like, what the fuck? But anyhow, I digress. That's it for that.
They want to troll. They want to feed into the hype. They want to make sure that thing's burning,
Well, you feed into the hype. You do it today when you have that last movie on. And if people are buying a Blu-ray more than they went to the movies, then you could definitely get more eyes on the product today.
Honestly, I feel like if they don't, it kind of is going to be like a little bit tasteless.
Right.
It's going to feel like kind of underwhelming.
You know what you do right now? You start tweeting and Instagramming and Facebook and whatever social media that make sure you're watching Godzilla King of the Monsters tonight. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just start lying.
Just to get eyes on it, because then people are going to go crazy. And if they don't show anything, people are going to go crazy. But they got their views, right? They got people interacting and shit. But granted, let's be for real here. People probably just tune. Oh, hey, that movie's almost over, right? Let's go online. Let's go check it out. But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. If there's something that drops tonight, best believe we will be back on this night to recap and go over and talk about it. And so you might get 2 podcasts tonight. Who knows? You might get 2 Godzilla block parties today. But
and one where I'll be more awake.
Yes. All right, that all being said, that's the news and stuff. I do want to talk about this for the last 20 minutes before we go. Nothing crazy, just that so over the past several days I've been having dinner and watching a movie, right? Dinner and a movie, and it's been working. And I decided to start with the Jurassic Park franchise. So, oh boy. As you all know, my brother here, Chase, he loves Jurassic Park. He loves the franchise. He makes no qualms about it. I, on the other hand, have issues with certain movies, like that last movie. But But I sat down and watched the Jurassic franchise these past 5 days. And I will say...
Which is really cool.
Well, yeah.
It's really cool.
Dude, I swear to God, a dinner in a movie, it works. It's so soothing. I will say last night, I did wait a little bit later. Like, I had dinner, and then I waited because it was so sunny out still. I wanted to watch the movie in the dark because I know Fallen Kingdom is kind of... It's a lot of it is at night, at night.
Yeah.
So I wanted to wait for it to get a little bit darker so I can watch it nice. So I did. Oh, by the way, I do want to say thank you, my brother. If it wasn't for my brother Chase here, I would have had to subscribe to Cinemax or some shit to watch this movie.
I'm just glad it worked because I thought they would expire, but I also thought the person that I sent it to previously wouldn't have taken it.
Well,
I thought they would have taken it and they didn't. And I'm like, I'm so glad they didn't because that person and I don't even speak anymore.
So I'm happy for that.
I don't even know who that person is. They were a friend at a time on Facebook. I'm like, oh, here you go. And they said, okay, cool. And then took it and never did anything with it. So, in their face.
Well, now I scored. Brother Chase gave me the digital code for Fallen Kingdom. I watched it. I threw it up. I watched it last night. But before I get to that, let's start from the beginning, okay? So I watched Jurassic Park. Now, I have issues with this movie. And this probably goes back to when I first saw it as a teenager, a young teenager. I think I was 14 when it came out. I think maybe going on 14. I'm not sure. The fact of the matter is this: I was super excited for this movie because growing up, I loved dinosaurs. I did. I absolutely loved dinosaurs, which snowballed into my love for Godzilla being a giant dinosaur that can breathe fucking fire. Come on, better than a dragon. I loved dinosaurs. I wanted to be a paleontologist. I wanted to go and look for dinosaur bones. Hell, I wanted to go look for dinosaurs in the Congo. You know what I'm saying? I was that kid. I still am, but I'm afraid to go out now. Anyhow, so Jurassic Park, when that movie was coming out, I was stoked. Like, you wouldn't believe. I was like, oh my God. And then, of course, at that time, you look at the special effects, and it's the best thing you ever seen in your life, right? I saw the movie as a kid. I was disappointed. I can't lie. Maybe it was because, you had movies like Terminator 2 that is just so fucking action-packed, and I just want to see shit blow up. And I thought with dinosaurs and you love Godzilla, shit's gonna blow up, right? Shit's gonna blow up. And nothing blew up. Nothing blew up. Nothing. I was mad. I was pissed off. Still am. Over time, I do appreciate the movie. I love it. So I watched it again, and I did. I appreciated it more now. You know what I'm saying? Almost 30 years removed from the movie.
Rid of some of that biasness.
Right. I mean, I just wanted to see things blow up, but I had fun with it. I will say this. The Blu-ray, right? Like, it was a love-hate type of thing. Like, I loved it because it was kind of nostalgic. All the grain in the film is there. Because this was filmed on actual film and not digital. I don't think digital was used until like the later part of the 90s. So you could see all the grain on the Blu-ray. And it looked bad, but yet it was so dope because it was nostalgic, right? The CG is just, it's dated. You know what I'm saying? It is dated. But those animatronic dinosaurs are the best thing ever. Oh, so yeah.
T-Rex, the T-Rex scene is still the most realistic thing I've seen.
Absolutely, and it's scary as fuck, bro. And I'll tell you this because the wife's upstairs and it's Jurassic Park. You gotta watch this movie loud, right? I had to put my headphones on because she would have killed me. So I got my headphones on. Yo, I was like, oh my God, I kept adjusting the volume. It's freaky, bro. Especially if you got a good pair of headphones. And I don't even have the best kind of headphones. I just got a good pair. And I'm like, shit, I never heard that before. Oh, shit, it's behind me. What's behind? I don't know. The wall. I was freaked out, bro. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I watched Jurassic Park 1. And I appreciate it a lot. I don't hate the movie. It just wasn't my favorite. I came out of this viewing. I appreciated it a lot more. And then the next night, I watched Jurassic Park: The Lost World. This is my favorite.
My favorite.
Yeah, this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one. I have one gripe with this movie, just one, and that is at the end of the movie when they're at San Diego, they're at the harbor, and the guy goes, I want to thank all of you for being up this early in the morning and coming out. And I'm like, okay, it's early in the morning. I'm thinking it's like really early because it's like 4, it's got to be like 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Then the fucking T-Rex goes on a rampage and it's like 6 o'clock at night. Wait a minute, what? Like, everybody's out. I'm like, this is stupid. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 3 a.m.
Right.
And people are all over the place.
Right. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. San Diego ain't popping like that. What the fuck is going on? So that was like the only thing I was pissed off at with this movie.
My biggest gripe in that movie is when the boat comes to shore and crashes and everyone's massacred in the boat and you have no clarity of what killed them.
Right.
And that's the one thing that bothers me. And the thing is people talk about it like apparently it was supposed to be the T-Rex. But I'm like, in the movie, obviously that was overlooked because that didn't happen. in the screenwrite they did it, the T-Rex crashes his head through the boat. He gets on the boat, but then that means the T-Rex is already out of the boat.
Right.
And so it doesn't make sense. My theory is the raptors got on the boat, and then after they killed everybody, then the boat was going, and they just jumped ship.
Or the T-Rex got the raptors.
That could be.
That's actually a great point, because you know what? I always thought about that too. Always. But I always like, whatever. The T-Rex used his tongue. Yeah, that works. He's Venom. But no, I like the Raptors thing. I think that's a fantastic idea. It was the Raptors, and then the T-Rex got the Raptors, or Raptor one. But yeah, so that was my favorite. And my only gripe was like, this is supposed to be early in the morning, and it is people in a restaurant.
Yeah, 8 o'clock at night. Everyone's out on a Good Friday night, going to Chili's.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I love that movie. That's my favorite one. I love what's his name? Peter Stormare. He's a good one. I love it. And then Pete Pastelates, the guy who plays Roland.
Yes.
I loved him. He was my favorite character in that movie. I loved who he was. Rest in peace, my good friend. But that's my favorite Jurassic Park. If you watch the deleted scenes, there's this one deleted scene with Roland in it, and it's like it should have been in the movie because it was cool.
I'll go back and check that out. I'll go back to check it out. But yeah, then I watched Jurassic Park 3 the following night, which I gotta be honest was I really, you know, I like that movie. It's the shortest one. It's an hour and 35 minutes, I think, tops, from beginning to end credit, right? To last end credit.
It's a really short one, but the thing that I like about it is because it's so different.
Very, yes.
It's very different, and it's very horror-esque. And I know Lost was a big thing back then, and I think that's a vibe they were trying to go to. Like, when did Lost come out?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
Because I may have been wrong. Lost may have been a little bit later, but I like the Lost World and Kong Skull Island vibe movies.
Yes.
And I love the movies where they crash on an island and there's monsters, dinosaurs, whatever they gotta escape from. I love that. That's my cup of tea. So I like Jurassic Park 3 just for that reason.
One of my favorite lines in Jurassic Park 3 too is like when they crash on the island now and they realize, and Dr. Grant realizes what the hell's going on. They're like, yeah, well, that's why we brought you along, so you can show us the way. It was like, I wasn't on this island.
I was never on this island, yeah.
So I was just like, yes, I love that part, bro. It's like, that is so freaking dope. Which I'm going to get to that too at the end of this, because and I tell you. But I really like Jurassic Park 3. I really do. I gotta be honest, I like it a little bit more than Part 1. I really do. My gripe, I got 2. My gripes with this movie, though, was that's not Dr. Grant. Like, I did not buy that version of Dr. Grant at all, right? He wasn't like that in the first one. he was the reluctant hero almost in the first one. In this one, it was kind of like, I just gotta get the fuck out of here, find this kid. And he found the kid, and then he was like, all right, kid, let's... I don't know. He was too swashbuckling for me, if that makes sense. And the acting was kind of corny. You know what I mean? Like, Spielberg got a little corny at times, but Spielberg also gets the best out of the actors. And I thought that, good God Almighty, why can't I remember his name? But Dr. Grant, I thought he was moonwalking through this movie. Like,
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill, thank you, sir. I'm so mad I forgot that.
Spielberg didn't direct this one.
No, he didn't. Joe Johnston did. And I love Joe Johnston's movies, and I think that's why I like Jurassic Park 3. And my second gripe, and this is the biggest one. This is the biggest one. The T-Rex was easily handled. I didn't like that. I love the T-Rex. There was, Godzilla, I always thought it was a T-Rex. Easily handled, but I thought it made sense to show just how vicious the Spinosaurus was. I like the idea of them saying, well, what the hell were they doing on this island, right? And the fact that they
what else were they doing, cooking up in their labs?
Right, and the fact that there was a lab there on that island, I really like that. They were basically covering their bases. What I didn't like, though, is the Spinosaurus is such a badass, and then he disappears. Like, they don't even kill it.
Yeah, it's like he comes up with this big opening in the beginning, and then he's gone. And then he crashes through, and then you don't see him till the very end.
The very end. And then he comes up, and they shoot some, they basically...
light him on fire.
Jordan Voight Roberts straight up lifted that thing for Kong Skull Island with the napalm in the water, basically. And then he disappeared. He didn't die. He just ran off, and it was it. And then there was no, resolution. I was kind of, bummed out about that. I was like, that's such a cool monster. Like, the Spinosaurus really is such a cool monster.
Yeah,
and then he's gone.
The Spinosaurus became one of those dinosaurs that I really like. And, I played the Jurassic World Evolution game, and it's one of my favorites when I get to cook it.
And I'll tell you this, too. One of the things I noticed definitely started with Jurassic Park 3 and definitely was in full effect in the last two movies. The liberties with the color, the skin colors of the dinosaur. Like, I get it. Nobody knows what these things really look like or what skin color they had, but come on, man. Some of these things look like they got clown makeup on now. Let's slow it down. Spielberg had it right. Spielberg went with everything we know about dinosaurs. If you're confused, take a look at one of the best icons, Godzilla, and just make it charcoal gray. I don't care. But the browns were cool. Some of the greens were cool. But when literally, especially in Jurassic World, they started these weird ass clown looking things. I'm done. It takes me out. I didn't like it. So that's one of my biggest gripes. And it started in Jurassic Park 3. You started to see these weird color changes. And I think it was from the Raptors, actually. But I digress because blue is still dope. So then, that's Jurassic Park 3. I loved it. Then I watched Jurassic World the same night because I was like, you know what? I've been playing Uncharted, right? I've been playing the Uncharted series.
I saw on PlayStation, yeah.
So I had Uncharted 4 for a while now. I never played it. I downloaded it, right? And then I left it alone. I said, I'll get to it when I get to it. So I've been playing Uncharted. I finished Uncharted 3, and I was like, all right, watch Jurassic Park 3 with my dinner. And then I was like, all right, now I'm going to play Uncharted 4 because I just beat 3. Now I'm going to play 4 for the rest of the night. Well, I went on, and because I bought a used copy from GameStop, motherfuckers, a long time ago, the disc wouldn't work. Well, fuck. So then, now that the disc don't work, thank God, PlayStation Plus, Uncharted 4 was the free game of the month. Woo! So I started downloading that. That shit was taking forever. I said, screw this shit. Shut that off. Put Jurassic World on. Now I'm watching Jurassic World. And I really do enjoy this movie. I do. I really do. I'm not mad at this movie. I like that it
has Wilson Fisk in it.
It has Wilson Fisk in it. Come on, people. I like how they changed the game, how they progressively are trying to get to all of that shit I did not want to see in a Jurassic Park movie, which is basically weaponizing the dinosaurs. Thank God they didn't have the talking human hybrid thing that I saw in years ago. Oh no. Don't want to see that. But Indominus Rex was dope. You got the Mosasaur, which is one of the things I wanted more than the pterodactyls. I wanted to see fucking water-based dinosaurs. They gave it to us.
The Mosasaurus is one of my favorite ideas in this Jurassic World trilogy.
And I will say, like, you know, a lot of people were saying that Jurassic World was just a rehash of Jurassic Park. The themes, like, it's sort of the same, yes, but you got to remember one thing. In the first one, they wanted to get the seal of approval from some world-renowned scientists. They wanted to get their stamp of approval to say, look, we did this. This time, the dinosaurs were out, and this shit was open. Like, Jurassic World was open for a year or two, you know what I'm saying? And this was just a bad day at the park, which I loved, because then we finally got what I wanted to see, which was, you know, crowds of people in a decent hour, not until 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, having brunch. Unbelievable.
It's 2 in the afternoon.
Yes, being decimated by dinosaurs. Like the pterosaur attack is one of my favorite things. I'm like, oh my god, it's so awesome. I really, really did love it. I hated the idea of the Spinosaurus getting played like a chump. Damn it, I can't stand it. I hated it, but I really did like it. Dude, it was just, to me, it was a perfect.
The Spinosaurus, you mean predating the Jurassic Park 3?
Yeah, well, the fact that they had just like the Spinosaurus bones and then like...
Okay. I thought you meant like in Jurassic World, because in Jurassic World he was a skeleton.
He was a skeleton, yeah. That's why I say I hated what they did.
And the funny thing is Universal came out on their Jurassic World page and said that's the skeleton the T-Rex crashes through is the one from the movie.
Yeah, I don't buy that, and again, I'm going to get to that from the next one. But so yeah, and I dug it. I love the idea of going back to the park, redoing the park, making the park what it should have been all along. With Maserati or Murray, I can't even pronounce his name.
You said it right, Maserati.
Maserati, right? Maserati. Through John Hammond's wishes, I loved it. I'll tell you this: that man went out like a trooper, bro. That was a good death. That was an honorable death. But yeah, I got zero. Like, I really didn't have any problems with Jurassic World. I have fun with that movie. It gave me what I wanted. Then not only that, but you had the ACU or whatever the hell they were called.
ACU, yeah.
Shooting the dinosaurs. Come on, man. Like, the Army versus dinosaurs. Yes, like, let's get this going. That's what I wanted from Jurassic Park 1. So basically, it satisfied my cravings that I thought I was going to get in the first one, and I didn't. But
and I like Jurassic World for that reason too. But my thing is I love the idea of going into a dinosaur theme park resort.
Yes.
I love that idea, and the thing is and that's what's bittersweet for me is even though I love the beginning of that, I wish it was a little bit more. I wish they did more of the kids running around kind of looking at all the attractions, because in like the lore, and if you go on the Jurassic World website, they talk about all these little cool things that you could, like, they hyped it up to be a real thing, and like you go and you can check it out, and it's like you could go into like even there's like a dinosaur ride thing, and there's other type of attractions you could look at and stuff, and I just thought that'd be cool if they did more of that, like a little bit longer, you know. But other than that, I love Jurassic World. I saw that movie so many times in the theaters when it came out. I took my mom and my sister to see it opening night.
Nice.
And stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, I remember going opening night. No, not even opening night. We went opening weekend. I think we went Sunday. Well, it could have been Saturday, actually. Either one. But we were squashed. The theater was mobbed. And I was like, holy shit, it's like day 3. And everybody was crammed like a sardine. We're not going to be able to do that again, people. That's why you put Godzilla vs. Kong out now. VOD. I'm telling you. Anyhow, that was the last time right there, Chase. I swear, that was the last time. But then, so again, thanks to you, my brother, I got to sit down with my least favorite Jurassic Park movie. Seriously. I've seen this movie only one time before I saw it again last night. I hated it then. I absolutely hated it then. So I was like, hey, buckle up, buttercup. Time to watch this. Time to do my dinner in the movie. Like I said, I waited a little bit after dinner to let the sun go down, get a little dark so I could watch it. Put it on. And again, The very beginning of that movie, the prologue, let's say, of that movie, the prologue of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is some of the best Jurassic Park stuff in the entire franchise.
Yep.
If not the best. That shit trumps pretty much everything. Seriously, it trumps pretty much everything. It's one of the best sequences in a Jurassic Park movie. Them going down to get a piece of the damn Indominus Rex. I love seeing the Indominus Rex bones just there laid out, picked clean by the scale. You know, like, it's just so dope because you know Mosasaurus couldn't eat. It would have swallowed the damn thing. Then Mosasaurus being in there, the rain, the T-Rex moving through the trees and the shadows that you only see slight glimpses of through the lightning. Dude, it couldn't have gotten any better than that. And
that
unfortunately,
part, when the T-Rex attacks the helicopter, is some of the best CGI I've seen in a long time.
I will say this, hands down, Fallen Kingdom has the best looking dinosaurs CG-wise in the entire franchise. Because even in Jurassic World 1, some of the dinosaurs, some of the CG is it's questionable.
It's an opening budget.
Right, yes.
It's a beginner.
Yes, but I will, credits where credits due. Fallen Kingdom had, seriously, the best looking dinosaurs, the CG ones, like the best. But again, a lot of them were colored like retardedly. Like, what the fuck is this clown looking dinosaur? Where's the dinosaur circus? Is what I want to know. It was stupid. But yeah, as I said, seriously, top 3, probably number 1, open, like, just sequence in Jurassic Park franchise. I absolutely loved it. That T-Rex thing was
I love that part
scary.
when they're in the water and the Mosasaurus just wrecks the submarine.
Yeah, man. But then, unfortunately, that's where it all ends. That's where it all ends, because then the movie takes a nosedive. Now, I will say this. What I liked the first time and hated the second time, I think the roles got reversed. Although I won't say and go so far as to say I liked the second half of this movie. I still don't. But and when I first saw this movie, I absolutely hated the second act. I hated the entire second act of this movie. I just did. It was like Dino Crisis. It was Resident Evil. It was dinosaurs in a fucking mansion. No. It was stupid. I hated it. I wanted more. I thought you could make the entire movie based off the first act. But this is crazy. There's so much more in Fallen Kingdom that's relative to the Lost World. It literally is beat for beat the same movie. With, you know what I'm saying, just with a different cast. But it seems the same. What I didn't like about this movie, though, right off the fucking bat, I hated the acting. Right after that prologue, everything was whack. Everything. I hated that kid, the hacker kid. I absolutely hated that kid. I hated the doctor. They were, and I'm not this person, but you talk about forcing agendas down people's throats. They were why was that kid such a, it made no sense. Why was he such a fucking wuss? Don't go. Just don't go. I'm pretty sure there's somebody more capable they can hire to go.
It's called comic relief.
That shit was not funny. It was not funny. And I got it, too. I got it. The kid's scream was supposed to be funny and shit. I was like, nope. I think one thing made me laugh the entire time, and I fucking forgot what it was. He said some shit that I just chuckled. I was like, that's funny. But his whole thing with the T-Rex, the spraying of the bug spray, just, oh, no. It was terribly done. It was, I hated it. I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, Grady, Owen Grady, getting shot with the train. Dude, that lava should have disintegrated him as close as it was. He should have been blistered. Fucking Anakin Skywalker wasn't even in the lava and he burnt alive. Come on, man. That shit was right on top of him. He should have blistered. Nothing. He should have had a sunburn. Nothing. And then the goofy body comedy. Look, people like it. I get it. I just think It's a Jurassic Park movie. You really don't need it. The situation is dire. Let's not be funny. There's no levity to this situation. This, to me, was the equivalent of the terrible jokes in King of the Monsters. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? Thank God it kind of goes away in the second half, and that's where I was like, my first view, and I really did love that first act. I enjoyed it more. Because there's some sequences that are dope. Them running from the volcano erupting. That's pretty cool. I can't lie. Some visually stunning effects. But this time around, the comedy to me kills it. And like, really, it took this long for them to do this, to get these dinosaurs off the island. Oh,
yeah, it's not. Fallen Kingdom's not one of my favorites. I mean, I don't hate it. It's just I have issues with the movie for those reasons too. The humor is very watered. I mean, now let's put it this way: Godzilla King of the Monsters humor is worse, in my opinion.
Yes,
still. But Julian Smith, the actor who plays the hacker kid, I mean, I get it. He's there for comic relief, but you need to write that comedy better. You could have done something better. I didn't mind Daniel Padita or whatever her name is. I liked Zia Rodriguez. I liked the veterinarian. I thought she was cool. But Julian Smith's character kind of bothered me a little bit. You know, it's kind of like, we get it. You're supposed to be almost like a germaphobe, and you're supposed to be this like comic relief, but it's like it keeps being pushed, and it's like, we get it. You're a wuss. And then in the, you know, it kind of pays off in the mansion part.
Oh, it does.
He saves them all. But other than that, yeah, I honestly kind of I wish there was a little bit more of the island. I thought there could have been more where let the plot kind of unfold a little more. You know,
the entire movie should have been on an island. And the end should have been the island erupted, because then that would have been a callback to the original book where they destroyed the island.
Yeah, they napalmed it.
Right. So it would have been a nice way to close out, yet also open up a brand new chapter. And I can't hate. I don't hate how they did it. But even Ian Malcolm at the end, when he was like, "Welcome to Jurassic World," I'm like, idiot, there was a whole theme park called Jurassic fucking World. Don't get on it. That was stupid. That was the theme park was called Jurassic World.
What I like about that though is he's trying to emphasize the mistakes we have made.
Oh, absolutely. And that was his character through the entire franchise. But again,
my problem with Jeff Goldblum in Fallen Kingdom is that he is shoehorned.
Oh, absolutely.
Big time.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't stand it because I don't know what it is, but the past roles, and I was trying to talk to my mom about it, but the past roles I've seen Jeff Goldblum in, it's almost as if to me there's something not there in his head. Like, he's very airy. His characters are very flamboyant, if you will.
Well, I think it works in Thor Ragnarok. He yells that shit. I love him.
I like him in Ragnarok a lot. But, like, everything else, it's like, in Fallen Kingdom, it's like, and even in the Jurassic World game.
Oh, he's in that? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's in it in the Jurassic World game, Jurassic World Evolution. He's very, 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 very flamboyant. And I don't know if, like, he's just that way mentally, because I've seen him in interviews and even in his like commercials, you know, he's very kind of flamboyant, but it's almost like there's a big difference from him Jurassic Park to now. Yeah. And I'm trying to connect what's the difference, and I can't pinpoint it.
He's a national treasure, and he knows it. Jeff Goldblum has always been a weird, eccentric actor, and I love him for that. Like, if you look at like all of his roles, he's always, even from The Fly to Independence Day to Jurassic Park, it's always like the same guy. Yet he doesn't. It doesn't come across as the same guy. You know, it's just Jeff Goldblum doing what Jeff. And I think he knows that. That's why I like. He just does it.
Well, I hope in Dominion he's not that way. I hope he goes back to Jurassic Park roots and he's that Ian Malcolm. Because like for an example, look at him how he was in Fallen Kingdom compared to how he was in Jurassic Park 2. Totally two different actors there, in my opinion.
Well, I would chalk that up to 20 years in story. 20 years later, and he's always been of that mindset from the very beginning. This is not gonna end well. From the very beginning in Jurassic Park, he's like, this is not gonna end well. And now at the end
he has more of an action type personality in Jurassic Park 2 than he does in Fallen Kingdom, and that's what this is what's strange to me.
Well, that's because he's also thrust into that situation where he has to go and rescue his girlfriend. Well, not rescue, but he's like, I'm going to get her because I know how this goes. And then his daughter is a stowaway. Now he's got to think about his daughter. And so, yeah, he got to be a little more action. I will say this, though, at the end of Jurassic Park 2, he's total, like, action star. He's driving the car, running around. Like, come on, man. You're just a mathematician.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, I do, too.
That's some of my favorite stuff.
But I'm like, come on, man. You're just a mathematician, bro. You really ain't got that.
I love the part, though, in Jurassic Park 2 when they, like, drive and the T-Rex is running down the street after they're chasing them, and the police come, and there's the animal control, and the T-Rex stops in the street and roars at all of them, and they just turn around. I love that shot.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the coolest things. But, yeah, in Fallen Kingdom, Jeff Goldblum's the Ian Malcolm is just, he's so shoehorned, and it's a little bit of a disappointment.
It was It was like we need an actor from the old ones. Let's get Jeff Goldblum. I'm pretty sure he's down to do it.
We need some hype and star power because we know that's what Jurassic fans want. And look, I get it, and I'm not like mad at it. It's just it's awkward to me, the differences, because I've been watching all the Jurassic Park movies almost every night for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And it's just seeing the differences and how in Fallen Kingdom he is compared to the other films. It's just it's awkward. But I don't hate it. It's just, I just want to know, is that just, did he suffer a stroke and that's just how he acts?
No, dude, no. That's just how he acts, bro. That's just how he acts. That's
just how he is. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, no, that's just how he is, man. That's Jeff Goldblum. But like I said, national treasure. It's what it is.
But the thing is back on the subject, though, of the movie, the second part of that movie, I actually love a lot because I love the idea of the Wolfman and aliens, and I love the Indominus, the Indoraptor. I crawling on the mansion and howling at the moon. I love that.
Listen, man,
I like that.
This is one of the things I was like, oh, they're running out of ideas.
Indoraptor.
Indoraptor. Okay, whatever. Is it because he's indoors the whole time? I don't know. And I was like,
love the joke.
Yeah, thank you. I was just like, all right, whatever. But don't get me wrong, though. It is one of the dopest dinosaurs in the entire franchise. But it's
actually one of the most weakest dinosaurs in the franchise.
Well, I like the look of it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I love the look of it, and I love that cage scene.
Right.
I love that scene, and it toys with him as he's trying to go in.
I love that.
I love it.
But it's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. I appreciated that second half more.
I feel like they lost the idea of where they wanted to go.
But I'm going to tell you, this is what I compared it to, because after the first half of that movie is definitely a lot from Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World, right? A lot of it. I mean, they're taking dinosaurs off the island. The second half, this movie turns into seriously. This was like, because Chris Pratt, he was just like, not even, it was so bad. It was like he was auditioning for the Uncharted movie. He even looked like Nathan Drake. He had the long black. He looked like he was dressed for Uncharted.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned
doing
that.
Uncharted
I was wondering
shit.
why you were mentioning Uncharted, and now it all makes sense.
Yeah, and he was even like climbing the. I was like, oh my god! And being like I said, playing Uncharted for the past 2 weeks. I'm like, this is Uncharted. Like that's what this is. Uncharted meets dinosaurs. It gave me a great idea for an Uncharted / dinosaur story. But I'm like, dude, are you kidding? Like even the witty one, he even beats the people up like Nathan Drake does. Grabs the gun and everything. I'm like, holy shit, dude! It was insane. It was like seriously, it was Uncharted meets Jurassic Park, and I can't say I was mad at it. That's why I said this time around I kind of liked the second act, but the cloning of the little girl thing, I hate. Not enough time for big old wreck. Like just, it's my least favorite one of the entire one. It's gonna stay that way. It's got the best looking dinosaurs, and in terms of CG quality, and it is got seriously one of the greatest moments in the entire franchise with that prologue. Everything else to me just falls flat. If this movie was completely done on the island, with the end of that movie being the volcano erupting, that's better. I think it would have been a better movie. I think the stakes would have been much higher.
I agree. I think they should. I think what should have happened is they should have made it a big epic on the island, and they would have to figure out like. But see, the thing is they knew the island was going to blow up. So what they could have done, like what could have they done? You know.
Well, that's the thing. You start like they started with the island. Like this thing is happening, and then spend the time on the island trying to evacuate the dinosaurs while you have the other people trying to evacuate the dinosaurs, but doing something else dastardly. Set up the third one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in this day and age.
What do you do? Do you have like basically this big old thing on the island, and then at the end they get away with all the dinosaurs, and then you're foiled, or like I just think how story wise would you go for that film to work?
Here is the biggest plot hole in the Jurassic World movies. Where the fuck is Isla Sorna?
So they have canon lore to that.
That's lore. I want to see it in the movies.
Yeah, they basically all of the dinosaurs from Isla Sorna they moved to Jurassic World, and that was the dinosaurs. All those dinosaurs from Sorna were on Site B. Were on Nublar.
Okay, so then
Isla Sorna is an empty island now.
So then that's a perfect thing. Let's move all the dinosaurs back because apparently this one is blowing up. Yeah. You know, and that's what you do. You make it. We have to get them to this island, and
but you got to understand they're wanting to do a Planet of the Apes style Jurassic World.
No, I and that's why I say the setup with this movie. I
mean that sarcastically.
No, I know. But what I mean is like the setup for this movie is you get the dinosaurs back to Isla Sorna, but not all of them go. Because you have that corrupt. This is how you went. You set up the third one. Yeah. And then you could do the entire third one with the stupid in the mansion thing, which again I still hate. I was like, that's stupid. But
the trailers and the earlier stuff made that mansion stuff seem a lot better. It feels like the final product was ripped
and rushed.
Yes, and that's how it feels in the second act. It just feels rushed, like. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot here. We didn't know what type of movie we want to be.
Yeah.
You know, what do we want to have a Lost World in the jungle type film where we've done that before every time, or do we want to do something different with J.A. Bone as stamp of his gothic and that monster movie he did where Liam Neeson was a tree?
It's a failure. It really is. Or it made money though.
It's probably my least favorite out of the franchise, and I thought I would never say that, but I mean, I don't hate the movie though. But you know what makes it all better though is that short film right after.
Yeah, that was dope.
A couple months ago.
Yeah, Battle of Big Rock was dope. I watched it last night, and I was like, it was better than the entire freaking. And that's what I think that was it too. I really like Colin Trevorrow doing these movies. He has an eye for it. I really love Jurassic World.
I feel like he has more passion.
Yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't mention real quick my major gripe of Jurassic World, and this is a big one, biggest one of the entire franchise. Okay, bigger than it being 4 a.m. and people eating dinner. Stupid. Ain't no girl running in high heels away from the goddamn T-Rex. Ain't happening. That's stupid. That's almost as stupid as Rodin's role.
Howard did it.
It's stupid. I hated it. That shit still drives me crazy. I'm sitting there like, what the... Dude, I'm going to tell you right now, it's so funny. I got to bring Uncharted back into this before I bring up... before I do, though, not Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think it was Salt. Angelina Jolie was in this dress or some shit, high heels, pumps, looking fantastic. Shit hit the fan, she kicks the shoes off. Because people can't run from in high heels. And she was just running from people. This was a T-Rex. A T-Rex. That's just
an animal that can run 37 miles per hour.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Running in heels.
And she's running in pumps. Come on, man. And then, and then I'm playing Uncharted yesterday. Uncharted 4, I'm early in the game. Very early in the game, right? Like say, the girl walks in on Nathan Drake. There's a conversation, and she's basically like, you're not getting out of here. She takes her heels off in the game to fight the dude. Because that's a video game. Because in real life, you just can't...
Yeah,
oh my God.
And look...
That was a video game. I was like, what the fuck?
Let's get real here. Look, I get it. There's this talk of, and everyone wants to be, in this culture of promoting feminism and women power. But do it right. Don't do it in a, and I love Bryce Dallas Howard. She's my celebrity crush. I love her. I think she's gorgeous. And I love it. And I love seeing her in the Jurassic World movies. And I think that's what makes it do it, because it's eye candy for me. But I didn't like the heel thing too. No. I'm like, dude, those things would have broke. No. You would have tripped. You would have got stepped on or eaten something. I mean,
either they break or her ankle breaks. But
right.
And I couldn't tell because I never wore high heels before. But I'm just saying that shit looks like you can't run in it. And I've seen things where realistically they're kicking their shoes off and taking off. I'm just saying. That's why I loved in the sequel. She had boots on.
I watched a girl one time run in high heels, and she maybe made 15 steps, and then she's like, I gotta stop.
And I bet you she really wasn't even running fast. So
she was also in a dress, and she was holding it up, and I'm like, God, you gotta probably really hard to run in those.
Yeah, anyway, that was like my biggest gripe. That's my biggest gripe with the entire Jurassic franchise, except for the last movie. Oh, boy. But anyway, we went way over. I can't even lie, but it was a good time. It was fun talking Jurassic Park with you. So,
dude, it's been cool. But one of my favorite parts though in the Battle of Big Rock is the ending of that when they show the dinosaurs in the the end credit scenes. Yes. I love the girl running from the Comus Ignathus.
Yeah,
the little compies. I love the chickens chasing her. I love that thing. She's screaming. She's like, ah!
I tell you, man, compies must be the easiest thing to animate because from Jurassic Park 2, they are in every single movie. Every single one.
They are not in the first one.
Yeah, I said from the second one, yeah.
Yeah.
From the second one, they're in every single movie. But yeah, anyhow,
because they became a fan favorite, and I love them too. Especially, they became a favorite right after when they killed Peter Stromare, Dieter Stark, because he's been an asshole to him. And I love that scene where they pick him apart in the river and they just fuck with him.
Yeah, no, it's a good scene. It's definitely Spielberg-esque. It's got it was good.
It was supposed to be John Hammond's death, though.
I know. Yep, the original Jurassic Park book. Yep. But anyway, you gotta just take it for what it was. Spielberg wanted a happier ending. That's what Spielberg does. So the island doesn't blow up.
And Jeff Goldblum became an actor for changing him up too, because Jeff Goldblum was supposed to be a scumbag.
Well,
Ian Malcolm was supposed to be a scumbag.
He was, and that's why Hammond says, "Oh, I hate that guy." And then in Jurassic Park 3, when the little boy Eric is telling Dr. Grant about Ian Malcolm's book, and he's he's very positive.
He's full of himself.
That's two things we have in common. I was like, oh boy, stop shitting on my man. But anyhow,
it's all because Ian Malcolm was like really cock blocking Dr. Grant in the first movie. Trying to steal his girl in front of him.
And look what happens. He didn't get her anyway. It's a good thing, because that haircut in Jurassic Park 3 is terrible.
They were dating in real life afterwards.
We're talking.
That's a different story.
That's a different story. But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, listen, thank you for joining us on this extra half hour almost of the Godzilla Block Party. Look, at times we just get in a roll. We just roll with it.
You can split this into 2 podcasts.
I was thinking of doing that, but then I was like, there's no real way to cut it out. Anyway, but
next week we talk Jaws.
Next week we're talking GvK. We might be talking that hopefully at the end of this night. Who knows? But anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, that would do it for this episode of Godzilla Block Party. I want to thank my brother Chase for being here with me.
Oh, absolutely. I'm feeling a little bit awake.
Yeah, look, now he's up. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed the Jurassic Park talk. If y'all have anything, listen, if you have any ideas or comments, anything you want to say about what we were talking about earlier in the podcast, especially when it comes to the movie theaters and how you might think things would open up, throw it in the comments below. Let us know, and we'll try to answer. But yes, that'll do it for this episode. I am G1, and we are out of here. Peace.